as Drew McIntyre is about to prepare with his battle with Roman Reigns, suddenly everyone is hit with the screen and the atmosphere turning into black and white. And after very much of Scarlett appearing, with a very eerie audience and music being played in the background, you know who's coming next. Karrion Kross comes out of nowhere and attacks Drew. And what's this? Shockingly enough, Karrion Kross has returned with Scarlett at his side. Scarlett takes out an hourglass from her hands to upon the ring, informing Roman Reigns of his time, his reign as champion. And as the screen goes to black, SmackDown goes off the air, Karrion Kross is then informing Roman Reigns that his time is on the clock, that his time as Universal World Heavyweight Champion is coming to an end. Tick tock. Wait, so before I tread anymore, I just wanted to leave y'all with these notes because I don't know if y'all were really could hear or be aware of last night. I definitely, especially with because I was like looking all over Twitter too to see if anybody noticed. But yeah, just look at the fatty right there, the fat dude too. He looks genuinely confused. He like, what the is going on here? But yeah, I can say, and yeah, he looks pretty much like he has no idea. Pretty much like anybody in the audience, like I'm sure there, has no clue what's going on. So there you go. There you go, you fatty. And puny loser indie marks. I gave you exactly probably what you needed, probably, to jizz over in your pants. One thing I will say though. I will say that Karrion Kross, that I kind of, not in NXT, but as he was kind of showing about what he was worth and about how how he could a little bit bring to the ring. Because I will say, one thing about Karrion Kross, he actually looks like he's shown, and he looks like he has the potential to be a big star, a mega star. If, because you already know Triple H, obviously Triple Indy is gonna do him right. But yeah, like Kross is one of those guys that he has the potential to reach the top, like, and he has the potential to really improve and garner a lot of more audience and become a huge star, because he has Kross. Yeah, Kross, to me, he has everything right now. I mean, obviously he looks way better than he did in his NXT run. I like his hair now. He said that he didn't even want to cut off his hair. I think he said believe he said that was all like it was Vince McMahon. But yeah, he said at first, he said to somebody, that I wouldn't be surprised, but he said that cutting his hair off in the first place wasn't his idea. So yeah, I like his hair. I like he got more muscular, buffer. Yeah, he looks awesome. He looks way awesome. And I like obviously too. I don't know if he got new. It looked like the same tattoos, but yeah. Even though I don't like I'm not a fan of tattoos. I hate tattoos. They're disgusting. But yeah, he looks great with the tattoos, especially now that they match the hair and they match the body and the girl. So yeah, it looks fantastic. But yeah, that's kind of my quick thoughts of what, because it's not going to be that long. I just wanted to have my quick thoughts and say a little something else, obviously, as you can tell. But yeah, that's my quick thoughts on Kross and about how, yeah, I actually like this guy. Out of all of, because like I said, Triple H still has his favorites, but out of all his indie midget that fit the indie midget and fatty mold, work rate mode, Kross is actually a guy that doesn't look like that. He's tall. He's a solid, considerably tall. He's like 6'4", and he looks like 250 plus. And yeah, he has it all. He has it all. I would have to see his mic work a little more, but and like all that's gonna gradually over time grow. But I hope so. But yeah, he has the guy. He does. He looks like he looks like he has everything on lock. So I'm very excited about that. But now we come. Now we come to the butt side. We come to the butt side. So yeah, like I have been paying attention. I have been paying attention, and people are so, people are so incredibly stupid. They're so gullible, so blindsided by these fake big, these fake ass big wrestling, especially in the wrestling space. They're so blinded in what these giant wrestling podcasts or YouTubers on YouTube about what they want them to think and about what they think is that they should be watching or who they should be paying attention to. And that's the issue with now too, because now with social media being born, now you have like a lot of just like people just refuse to have their own. It's just even way more. It's way harder now of a person having their own brain, having their own way of thinking, because they look to somebody else. That's the thing. That's the issue. The main issue with humans now too. People are so like reliant and so wanting to look for another leader. They don't want to lead, or they don't want to be their own thing themselves, and that's the issue. That's the problem too. People are they listen so much to somebody else's opinion on wrestling. These big YouTubers, they forget, and it just like it forces them to believe in what that person believes, and that's completely idiotic. Completely idiotic. Like I said, it's really explainable, and it's just dumbfounded, because you have a whole culture of, when it comes to this wrestling, like I said, when it comes to the wrestling social space, because that's what we're talking about here, you have a whole culture of people that they're willing, and they just so dumbed down to believe, because they watch, they now, and whoever they want to watch, and then who they look to, because it's not, people are not, like I said, it's obviously, like I said, it's obvious, which I'm not saying about that. It's obvious you can have your own, viewpoints and opinions when it comes to wrestlers and wrestling as a whole, but people are so just, they're so idiotized. They're so like clammed down in the head, and whoever what they watch, that's who they come to believe now, and their opinion is swayed by who they watch. It's just easily brought up in their heads, and they're told and forced to what to watch because of who they watch on YouTube. And it's just the reason why. It's the reason why that tribalism has gotten out of hand. It's the reason why people think, there's so many, like I said, it's the reason why, like, they don't have a brain or opinion of themselves. It's the reason why wrestling is the way it is right now, because people, they don't look at the simple mistakes, and they just see it as change. Like I said, this stuff, like what's been going on right now, it's not a change to me. It's a big shift. Triple H has his favorites, and it's like, come on, like, if people are acting as if, like I said, I'm talking about it. I'm going to be talking about it, but it's like, yeah, people are acting like as somewhat as this. When it comes to that too, oh, I didn't know this guy was coming back. It's so a big surprise. Surprise. I'm just kicking back. I'm just kicking back. Like, what? Are y'all serious? This is a surprise to y'all. Like, we knew, you knew his toys, man. His newer and his toys that he's had before. You knew Triple H, it was gonna push his favorites to the top of the card. Like, everybody should be knowing this, man. Like, of course he's gonna be pushing his favorites at the top and whoever he likes. Like I said, like, what's the difference? Vince McMahon had his favorites and Triple H, he's had his favorites. They're of course they're because he still likes muscular dudes, but they're midgets now. He's a part of the indie midget spot fest culture now, and he plays into that and he caters to that. So it's like how could people are so incredibly stupid, and they're just so desperate to believe that oh, what a time. They say that word so much, and it pisses me off. It's like, oh, we're seeing change. What a time to be a wrestling fan. I'm like, what a time to be a wrestling fan. Like, these idiots don't even know. Like I said, people are just so incredibly manipulated to believe in what others believe, and they take that as prophecy, and it don't make any sense at all. It don't make any sense. Like I said, that's just all what I've been seeing. It's just Triple H pushing his favorites to the top of the card, and that's it. And now it's much more matches. And this has happened over the course of a week so far. We've seen Karrion Kross and Dakota Kai come back. We've seen, I don't know if y'all saw NXT, but some of y'all I knew that saw NXT. We saw new women's tag team champions. I haven't seen them before, but I know he pretty much likes them, I guess. Because I can pretty sure that I'll find old pictures of them. But yeah, new women's tag team champions on NXT. You have Tommaso champion. Yeah, I'll go to like the ladder. So you have new NXT women's tag team champions. You have Dakota Kai and Karrion Kross brought back, and then you have Tommaso champion getting a U.S. title opportunity, and that's all over the course of 1 week. Tommaso Ciampa getting a U.S. title opportunity. Karrion Kross coming back, of course. It's all happened in 1 week. Io Sky, she makes her main roster debut. And like I said, people think this is change, man. Like I said, it's cool because all I see is like what. Besides, I don't know, because I might actually like Karrion Kross, but besides that, what besides that any of them have that, what between all of them that differentiates what the other has? Like, what's so different and such, special. And, that's such good things. That what good things come from them that I should be paying attention to, like that, because all I've been seeing at them. Because like I said, nothing is interesting about a match. I don't care about a match. That comes second, and that's just all what I'm seeing. Like, if they just showing that what they can do, or what flip, or what they can. How long they can go on, or how much they can beat up a person in a match, then that's not going to interest me, and that's not going to bring a lot of people back to wrestling. Watch that viewership. It's probably going to be on a high for like a couple, or probably even a month. But once that people start, because I'll mention too. If you haven't like heard that, 2.8 million, and that's the first time in 2 years that Raw has gotten an all-time high. You know, that's their first time. That's their first time rating, and like not that Triple H, because Triple H, it doesn't matter, because Triple H was a part of that. Whether he wanted to stand up or not, he was still a part of it. He was next to Vince, and he was still basically on par with making moves that didn't excite or want to bring back or just want to make at least somewhat make wrestling good. It's just now he's in charge. Now he can do what he wants, and now he can push who he likes. So again, I asked people, how is that a change? Like, how is that a change? And now you're gonna see more matches. I haven't seen shit this past week. I've been paying attention. I haven't seen nothing this past week. All I've seen is just matches. More of what I'm used to. Like I said, when it comes to Vince, he had his comedy and obviously his bodybuilders, but it's like, and Triple H obviously has his favorites, and that's indie midgets. So it's like, what is changing about that? All I see is a shift, and someone that has who he likes is being pushed to the top of the card. So how is that different? More than already, because you can already see it. After, a night after, 2 nights after Triple H has been put in charge, Tommaso Ciampa automatically gets a chance. Like, let's see. Wait, hold on. Already we've seen Io Sky magically make her debut. Magically make her debut. Tommaso Ciampa gets a U.S. title opportunity. Kaden Carter and Casey become new women's tag team NXT champions. Karrion Kross comes back. And they're all just suddenly being pushed to the top of the card. And like I said, what did they earn to have such high heights? What did they get? What makes them so, such more different from anybody else? It's the fact that they're a part of a club, and they're a part of Triple H's club, and that's why they're getting the treatment that they're getting. It's because they know, and it's because they've been under Triple H. That's why. And that's all I got for y'all.